Hello everyone. In my previous video, I had discussed class ninth English Beehive book, poem 1, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. First stanza we had discussed. The points which we discussed in our previous video were that the poet was going somewhere and he reached to a point where he saw two roads or two choices before him. As he could only choose one, so he stood there for a long time and saw both the choices, both the roads. He noticed that one road moved, one road bent in the undergrowth. We had discussed the rhyme scheme, we had discussed anaphora, symbolism and metaphor, right? Now let's discuss the second stanza of this poem, The Road Not Taken. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though, as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. Let's discuss the first line. Then took the other, as just as fair. The poet says, while he was standing over there, he noticed one road bent into the undergrowth. So, what he did, he chose the other road. As just as fair, as just as fair. Here, simile has been used, comparison has been made by using the word as. So, simile has been used here by the poet, as just as fair. The road which the poet chose was as fair as the other road, as the road which he did not choose. And perhaps, and having perhaps the better claim. Better claim. Claim means better option. He thought that choosing the other road is a better option, better claim for him. Why it was better? Because it was grassy and wanted wear. He thought this road is grassy. Grassy means it nobody has come on this road, nobody has traveled this road. That means the choice which the poet has made of becoming poet is less traveled by others, is less opted by others. Or we can say that the poet is the poet wants to do something different, so he chose this option, this road. He says that it was grassy and wanted wear. It was completely green and it needed and it wanted wear. Wanted wear means had not been used by anyone. So this road wanted that people should travel it. Wanted wear. Here personification has been used. It seems that the road is a kind of person and it needed clothing. Clothing wanted wear. Right? So wanted wear here refers to the traveling of the people. I hope this is clear to you. Personification has been used. Personification is when any inanimate thing is shown, or any inanimate thing is shown as it has human quality, or any non-human thing presented as human being, or human qualities are shown in inanimate things, right? You must have read a poetry in Hindi that मेघ आए बड़े बन ठन के सवर के. मेघ बन ठन के सवर कर नहीं आ सकते, लेकिन उन्हें प्रेजेंट इस तरह से किया गया है जैसे कि कोई ह्यूमन बीइंग सज कर तैयार होकर आया हो. सो हेयर इन दिस मेघ आए बड़े बन ठन के सवर के personification, same is here in this wanted wear, that these roads needed clothing. Clothing is the coming and traveling of the people, right? So the poet chose the other road because he thought that this road, the other road, is grassy and it has been traveled by less people. So the poet thought to choose it because this road needed traveling. Poet thought that it is a better option for him. Though, as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. But when the poet traveled this road, when the poet traveled the other road, after traveling for some time, he got to know that this road is similar to the other one, right? Had warned them really about the same. When he traveled for the for some time, or we can say that when he walked on this way, or when he just worked on his chosen path of his made choice, on his made choice, then he got to know that this choice was completely similar to the choice which was not made by him. He says that both the roads were similar. Now let's talk about the literary terms used in it. Let's see the rhyme scheme of this stanza. I have told you in previous video too that it has been written in quintain, Quintain. Quintain is 5 lines stanza with a particular rhyme scheme. Or let's see the rhyme scheme. Fair, where, and there. These 3 words rhyme same. So these 3 rhyming words have rhyme scheme like A, A, A. In first, third, and fourth line, rhyme scheme is A, and claim and same. These 2 words rhyme same and have the rhyme scheme B. Right? Now, I have told you that wanted where personification has been used, as well as alliteration. Alliteration, wanted where. Va sound has been repeated. Consonant sound, right? Consonant sound were, wanted where has been repeated. So alliteration has been used. Simile in the very first line has been used. As, just, as, fair. Comparison has been made between the 2 roads by using the word as, simile. I hope this is clear to you what simile is. Then though, in fourth line, though and that. Again, the sound is repeated. Consonant sound, alliteration has been used. I hope the literary terms used in it are very much clear to you. Now let's discuss the next stanza. Two and both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Yes, and let's discuss line by line. And both that morning equally lay. When the poet had to make choice, both the roads seem equally fair to him. Both the roads equally lay. Both the roads were equal green, equal fine, equally traveled. He found the roads same. And why does he feel it same? Because no step had trodden black, because on those roads nobody had walked over. Why these two roads were looking similar to him? Because no one had traveled that morning. Both on both the roads, the leaves were not crushed by anyone. Trodden black, crushed. Nobody had stepped there on those yellow leaves. That's why no leaf, no leaf looked black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Now he feels sorry that he kept the first word, first way, first road for some other day. What he says here, that I'll choose the first word, or I'll travel the first word some other day. But we know that once we have made the choice, we cannot go back to the same point once again. Still, he says, oh, I kept the first for another day. First for, here in these two words, alliteration has been used. Yet knowing how way leads on to way. He knew that the one way leads to the another way. How? As you people know, when you have passed your 8th class, so you will be promoted to class 9th, not again to your class 8th. So you will be moving forward, not backward. So, how way leads to another way? He knew that the choice which he has already made will not bring him back to his starting point. Rather, this choice will be taking it further, taking him ahead in his life. I doubted if I should ever come back. Though he thought that he would be choosing the first road some other day, but he knew that the road which he has chosen will not allow him to come back to his starting point. He was in a doubtful condition that whether he would be able to come back to choose the first way, right? The poet is in doubt that he will be able to come to his not chosen way. He is sure that he won't be. Doubted, let's note down the meanings. Doubted is uncertain about. trodden, walked over, right? And I have told you, first for, in these two words, alliteration has been used. In the rhyme scheme, first line, first, third, and fourth line, lay, day, and way. All these three words rhyme same, so it has rhyme scheme A. And this black and bag are similar in sound, or these two words rhyme similar. These two words have rhyme scheme B. Let's discuss the complete rhyme scheme. A, B, A, A, B. I hope this is clear to you. Now, let's discuss the last stanza of the poetry. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Sigh is deep breath. Somewhere ages and ages, hence in the future, two roads diverged in the wood, and I took one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. Now, poet says, after passing many years, or after moving ahead in my life, somewhere ages and ages, that means somewhere in future, he will be telling with a sigh, he will be telling with a deep breath, the choice which he had made has led him to this point in his life. He says, I shall be telling this with a sigh. The poet says that he'll be telling in his future that what choice he made in his life. The choice was choosing the less traveled way. He had chosen the less traveled way. So, after so many years, he will be telling his experience with a sigh that there were two roads in the wood. That when he was going, he had two choices before him, and he made the choice of opting less traveled road, and this choice has led him to this point of time in his life, and his choice has made all the difference in his life. Through this poetry, or through this line, the poet wants to say that we need to be careful. In the last stanza, the poet expresses his feelings that when he had two choices before him, he chose the less traveled route, right? After passing so many years, he will be telling his experience that what he chose has made all the difference in his life. Now let's talk about the rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme is A, B, A, A, B. Right? Now let's see repetition. Repetition is used in this. Repetition, ages and ages. The word ages has been repeated. So repetition is used here. And the line, two roads diverged in a wood. This line has been used in the first stanza too. In the first stanza and in this fourth stanza, this line has been repeated. So repetition, repetion, repetition has been used. And that has made all the difference. And because of all his choice, his life has come to this point. So here our poetry, our stanzas explanation ends here. Please go through the videos. Please revise the poetry. Note down all the discussed points. Note down all the points in your notebook too. Write all the literary terms, difficult word meanings. In next video, I'll be discussing one-lined questions as well as the questions, textual questions. Right? Till then, do complete your work in your notebook. Take care.